Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. With conversations flow so free. He big like just tell him Philly DC. Bringing your knowledge, the corner is the place to be. With conversations flow so free. He big like just tell him Philly DC. Bringing you the knowledge, come and see. Step into the corner where knowledge finds its way with Pete, Big Mike, Jess, Dell, and Philly DC.
Hey, let's pause there because I think when
they bring the laughter, bring the tales, a podcast segment that never ever fails. Pete, the host with charm and grace, leads the conversations at a steady pace. Big Mike brings the humor, making us smile with jokes and stories that go the extra mile. Yeah. And then there's Jess, the wise and thoughtful voice, shares insights that make us rejoice. The deep thinker with unique perspective expands our minds with thoughts that are so reflective. Last but not least, there's Philly DC, captivates us with stories that he knows the streets. Yeah, together they create a harmonious blend.
we got a special guest that just came into the corner. We'll go ahead and just get on with it, man. Hurry up. We'll bring it in right now. Y'all know I haven't really met
Yeah, stop hating. Hey, stop hating. Stop hating.
What's up,
Stop hating. Stop hating.
What's up, what? What's going on?
Hey, yo, let me get a time check real quick. You hear me loud?
Loud as shit, man. Loud as shit. Look like he a beat. So, welcome to the corner, Al. Welcome to the corner. It's good to have you on here.
What's up?
Man, what's up, bro?
Brother, how you been?
So tune into the corner, let your mind explore. Pete, Big Mike, just Philly DC for sure.
No doubt.
Their voices will
My
guide
name
you
is
through topics far and
Al
wide
Price
in
on
the corner. Knowledge and entertainment. So
We go ahead and bring him in.
relax.
Cheers. A bunch of
We
cheers,
got
my man.
you.
What up, Big Jackson?
Hey, Nate, let me hit you back, Nate.
What the world? I'm gonna be on.
Here we go. Here we go.
You tell me,
Hey,
love
man,
like you
I'm about to
what's up?
situate, man. Hey, you know, hey, Philly all day, baby. Philly all day.
Oh, my God.
Philly. Listen.
Yeah, we got another guest. We got another guest in the building, man. So we'll bring him right here. He should be on there, but he ain't. But we'll bring him right in. Y'all know him as Dale. We call him Landale or Big Dale or Big Brown. What's up, big homie? What's good?
He ain't no damn guest. He ain't no.
Man, where you at looking fresh? Where you at?
Man, he said, what you in Marshall? You in Marshall? Hey, look at that. Look at that.
What the fuck, bro? Oh no. Oh no. Hold up. What up? Hold on. I had y'all muted because I know y'all were in a conversation.
Oh, good.
Bet. What up? My fault. As you see, I'm trying to get situated. I don't think the Facebook thing is working. That's gonna suck. But we'll figure that out. Yeah, I just changed my shirt. I didn't want to wear that dang sweatshirt no more. Test, please. All right. Nope. Oh yeah. Okay, it's working on there. McCoy. So it won't be on there. It just be on there. What up, McCoy? So not all y'all will be able to see the chat. It is what it is. I don't know what happened with that. Nothing I can do about it now. We are live. Philly.
Live and direct.
Hold on. Let me just get this out the way.
Live and direct.
Let me just get this out the way right now so we don't be sitting here all day. Boom. That's, I think, what I want. Billy, what's on your screen right now?
The three of us in a black screen.
Okay, hold on. What about now?
Three of us in a black screen.
Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Why does nothing work when I need it to work? Well, hopefully everybody can see the disclaimer. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah, everybody can see it. All right. This channel is our own personal experience in the United States military and does not constitute or imply or endorse or recommend or favoring by the Department of Defense of the United States Air Force. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily state or reflect those of the Department of Defense or the United States Air Force and does not intend to bring discredit to the United States Air Force or the Department of Defense. All right. That's done. That's done. Is DC in Alaska or San Antonio?
It's
a good question. It's a good question. It looks like Elmer Fudd. What's those things called again?
Oh, you want to? Oh, you? That's how you want to do? You want to start? You want to start this way?
Called?
You know what?
I'll just say
I'm not
like
going to say
Fudd.
that. I'm gonna wait till we start our first.
Samel Brown in the building. OJT 3 levels, 3 skill level.
Y'all wish y'all could get on this level. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking very, nice right now.
Jess, I'm glad you're here to bring some glitz and glamour to the show.
You know what I'm saying?
Because without you, no, not a bad glisten, a good glisten. Why can't I get this sword? All right, Philly, off to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Philly DC, one of the co-hosts of the Unpopular Celebrities, along with Pete the Engineer and the lovely Jessica Player, and also Del Brown, who is asleep somewhere, protecting America and the South Koreans from the evil North Koreans.
Whoa.
Reds in the wire, open fire.
Whoa.
Welcome to the Unpopular Celebrities podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome. You can catch some of our other work on other platforms, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. And welcome to The Corner. If you're not sure what The Corner is, let me quickly explain. The Corner is a segment where, just like a radio show, you, the loyal listener, can phone in, get on the chat, tell us, hey, I want to get on with you guys live and direct, vent, talk about your boss, your spouse, the guy on the corner, the guy shortchanged you at Pep Boys, whatever. And you'll get your 30 to 40 seconds of fame on live with the crew. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We got a lot of stuff coming up today. Look forward to the conversations. Over to y'all.
Dang, 50. 50. Dang. Okay. I bet he said bump y'all. That's fine. That's fine. I ain't hurt. That's fine.
Messed up.
That's crazy. That's fine.
Up.
I ain't hurt. That's fine.
That's
fine.
Up.
That's crazy. That did kind of hurt.
Mm.
Who?
Oh, if you want to call it a game, yeah.
Me too. I did not see Indiana like that at all.
I knew New York was going to take them. I knew New York was going to win at least 2. But there was no way they're going to win the series. It's just Indiana's a better team. They're just a better team. But I didn't see Indiana going to the finals, though.
Nah, not at all.
That one.
McCoy said your TMO is 50,000 pounds. What does that mean? Oh, all the shit you got in the background.
Nah, man. You know what? I ain't playing with Devon right now. David. Which one is it? David or Devon? I don't know what it is, but
I can't read, and I can see it says Devon. Oh,
you
it's
want, you
there.
know
You go.
what? You are the biggest hater. Boy,
I'm just
I tell you.
saying. I'm just saying.
You know
that.
exactly what I'm talking about. You freaking hater.
It ain't like
Anyway.
Anyway.
You know what? You's a hater, boy.
Self-care
You's
Sunday.
a hater. I can't wait
Sunday.
till your ceremony. I'm going to, I'm telling you, I can't wait.
Put my glasses.
I cannot wait.
Now I can see the
Anyway,
haters.
what I
there
was
he is,
trying to
Philly.
say
it's
is-
good to see you. Had to put my
What?
glasses on so I can see the haters. These is my cheap $19.99 Amazon special glasses.
You got that right.
The brown tint, brown
You
lens.
got that right.
That's fine.
But yo, let's not dilly dally, man. Let's jump into our first topic, man. Let's not dilly dally. Are you ready?
yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I got your first topic I want to talk about. So,
Here we go.
you know, usually on this podcast, we got all these leaders. We got chiefs. We got wannabe leaders like Devon, David, whatever he want to call himself. You know what I'm saying? We got all kinds of leaders and first sergeants on this podcast. Let me present to you a quick question or a scenario, and I'm curious to think, what would you do in this situation? Here you go. So at a specific base, you had a tech sergeant female with 5 children who was married dual military. They were in the midst of doing a PCS. Yes, please get rid of the sign. It looks terrible. Anyway, they were in the midst of doing a PCS. And like most military members, they decided to do a Diddy move to save some money. So that's what they did. They went out, they found a company on the cheap, hired said company picked up their stuff like they normally would, and then they took off with their stuff. And so the family went to their next location. When the family arrived at the next location, come to find out, their goods didn't show up. So after further investigation, they found out their stuff was stolen by said company, the moving company that they hired. So they went out, they hired a lawyer. Lawyer did some investigation, found the company, and then they took them to small claims court or a civil court. They won the settlement, and so the family was awarded $18,000, but they were only going to get paid $1,000 per month until it's paid off. And so the young family went out, bought whatever money they had left, bought some beds for their kids. Remember, they had 5 children. So they bought beds for their 5 children because they lost everything in that ordeal. And so the tech sergeant, she decides to go to the first sergeants at the base and ask for some money to buy a dining room table, $1,400 to be exact, under the Operation Warm Heart program. And as you know, First Sergeant Council has multiple first sergeants on it, and they all have to vote on whether they're going to give this money to the individual. Every single first sergeant on the council voted yes, except for one that voted no. The first sergeant that said no, this was their rationale. They said they made a stupid decision. They decided to do something on the cheap, and now they have to pay for it. Why should we give them money off a bad decision they made? Curious to hear your thoughts. Let's start with Jess.
So the mere fact that her stuff got stolen, that's the problem for me, because it's like she was going out on a limb. And yes, it's all service members. We ain't gonna act like we don't do it. We always be trying to look at what's the return on our investment when we PCS. So she was gonna get that extra money, and I would too. But to go to the first sergeant counsel, I look at like that's a last. That means I've already done like plan A, B, C, and now I'm coming to you as my alternate plan to those that did not fall through. Now, keep in mind, when you got more than 4 people in your family, furniture a little bit more expensive, you know, because you got to pay for them extra chairs. So the $1,400 for the dining room set, I look at it as feasible. I just think, you know, we can't go into these situations and look at it like, hey, that ain't what I would have did. But
Hey,
that's
Jess, can I interject real quick? Hey,
Go
can
ahead.
we do a mic check with you, Jess?
No,
Apparently,
we're
someone
good
else
now.
said they can't
It
hear
was
you.
my
We
fault. It
good?
was my fault. Yeah,
Okay,
we're
I'm
good now.
sorry. I'm sorry, Jess. Go ahead.
Pete, you muted me.
I did on accident.
Oh my
On accident. It was at the beginning. It was at the beginning. So,
Pete,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As soon as they said it, I fixed it. As soon as they said it, I fixed it. Because we can hear you fine. They couldn't hear you.
Pete,
Yeah,
your
I've
head
got
cannot move with them shades on either.
it.
I hope you got those eye rolls. All right. Thank you, Freddie.
Hey,
You don't
so
even know what I was saying. Bottom line is, I hope y'all gave her the money for the table.
I hope they did too. First, okay, so McCoy said, I understand both sides. Like we said, this is the corner. This is your opportunity. If you want to get involved in the conversation,
Yes.
you can come on and give your audio and not just your tickety-tack, type.
Come
But
on,
we can
McCoy.
go.
Just come on and tell us in person why you see both sides.
Todd, you know what? For you, Chief, for you, no problem.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh my, you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say
no
it on
problem.
there. I ain't
No
gonna say it.
problem. As we take the glass off, no problem. No problem.
God, we should do the Pete because he sure complied real quick.
Like
Oh,
comply.
we know why. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna be quiet.
Always people. Of course. Hella hair moments and potty language for all. All right, so yes, like the McCoy says, we have the responsibility for the risk we incur when doing certain things.
What are those certain things? So are those certain things that I chose to use a private company versus the military company?
Rob Roller said, did they necessarily make a bad decision? I'm not sure. Oh, we have a first sergeant in the building. As a
A real
council,
first
I
sergeant.
would have as a council, I would reach out to the military communities versus putting it to a vote first warm heart funds.
I like that too.
Mm-hmm. If anyone had a table or chairs to donate,
That's what I said.
good idea. Disagree, put them glasses back on.
Disregard,
problem.
man.
Hey, no problem. Hey, we ready. So I guess let me give my opinion. I am to the fact
Hey,
of
spoiler alert. You're looking at the first sergeant.
Get along, Pete.
Wait, I'm thinking like what McCoy said, who said it a lot better than I could put it. We have a responsibility for the risk we incur when doing certain things. John Becker said a whole lot. Sounds like that first sergeant has been outvoted. It's not uncommon to have someone or a few people say no when we vote on things. I will say different locations have different budgets on that 1.4K. Requests would hit my current council hard. The previous one would have more than enough money. I would press my peers to explain how they felt it's someone's fault for a company to steal their belonging. Had something similar happen to a lieutenant colonel. Okay, so what I would say if this happened to me is you tried to come up, you made a decision, try to come up, and it went left. Now, do I have a heart for the sentimental things you're not going to be able to recoup no matter how much money somebody gives you, like pictures, certificates, whatever else? Yes, I do have a heart for that. But asking for money because you don't have a dining room table because you tried to do something you didn't have no business doing is really your fault. What's up for our also shirt? So if he want to chime in, he could chime in as well. In fact, sometimes there are low funds in the budget. I guess it does depend on that council's budget as well.
Hold on, Pete. But so like, I just want to go back to your first statement because you
Mhm.
attach that person tried to come up.
Yes.
It's not always about coming up. Like, think about it. Like, you have to look at, like, as a parent, which one do I want? And maybe again, I'm devil's advocate because I ain't in.
You
I'm
right.
just going off of the story. But I will always look at efficiency and effectiveness. Like, we ain't always efficient when it comes to us in the military. Because what you're not gonna do is come and pick up my stuff and then tell me that you're gonna be delayed in getting it there when I got some kids that need their head in their bed.
Mhm.
So if I got Hertz that is telling me that they can pick up my stuff and have it there to me in a week, I'm gonna go with Hertz. It's not always about the money. I don't think that person went in like, hey, let me get this money up front.
Okay, maybe because I'm a money person, that's what I think.
Okay.
But regardless of the situation, whether the reason is you have a free 100% covered opportunity. You chose not to do that on your own accord. Like I said, if this was somewhere where the base didn't have TMO coverage, if this was a sequestration type thing, I have a lot more sympathy. But you chose to take that risk and it failed.
Hold on now. Don't act like Doge ain't in this because y'all been
I don't know if they are or not, but you chose to take the risk and fail. Philly, what if that happened to you and you lost everything? 18K wouldn't even cover your shoes, bro. 100%. 100%.
Actually, I got rid of most of my shoes. All my money now, I spent, or I sold the majority of my good shoes, my really expensive shoes, for this stuff in this room.
Oh, well, it won't cover the stuff in the room.
It won't cover that's why I did a Diddy movie. Remember? You did the last one with me. And I did the one here in Lackland because I value this stuff. So,
but you moved it yourself. You didn't hire a company.
No. Let me finish. So, yeah, I didn't hire a company, but I moved it myself. I got the U-Haul's truck. I did it for 2 weeks. Now, what if I hired, I got a U-Haul truck and the U-Haul truck broke down or it was a mechanical failure and it went off the side of the road and all my stuff got damaged and broken. Or maybe I went to a gas station and I left the back door open and somebody went there and grabbed the stuff. You would probably say the same thing. Hey, you should have had TMO pay for it, or maybe you should have locked the back door to U-Haul. But happens.
Your voice might ain't working.
Damn.
But yeah, I understand. Farrar said it's about convenience.
What you mean?
I don't know what that means either.
A Diddy move, maybe?
Maybe. But I don't know, Philly. What you think? I like I said my piece. I just don't think I agree with what people say. There's other avenues besides private organizations.
Yeah.
And like I said, if it was for the kids in their beds, okay, I understand. Yes. But you can go get air mattresses or whatever you need to do for the time being until you get the money. So I understand this is a first world problem type analogy that we're coming up with, type situation. There are ways to go around it. But I'm like, okay, and I'm agreeing with the other shirts, if my organization had $100,000 in Warm Heart, then 1.4K is not going to hurt. But if I only have 10,000, 1.4K is 10% of that. I got 500 or 3,000 people on base, whatever it is, that can all tap into Warm Heart. I can't give all of them 10%. That's not, you're going to run out of money real quick. So being real selective, and then it's like, okay, if we're doing this for this situation, because to me, this is just a bad decision somebody made. What would be a reason that somebody would get the money? How could you possibly tell anybody no after this? Now, the whole base don't know this. Whatever base this is doesn't know all this situation. So I understand that. You got some privacy in there. Go ahead, Philly. I'll shut up.
It was not a bad decision. Can anyone right now say they've never went with a choice or a company that was cheaper? And to your point, roll the dice. whether it was a company, whether it was a brand, an item. It's like, hey, look, I know the better brand is this, but if I get the same brand that does close to the same thing, but it's cheaper, I'm going to take my chances with that. It wasn't a bad decision. It was an unfortunate incident that happened to her. There's nothing that says you cannot say if Tia Mo moved her stuff, it wouldn't have happened. It could have happened then too. Now, the chances would have been lessened, but it could have happened then too. Let's see. Samel says asking is free. So I'm asking everyone for help. They can only say no. I agree. I think the right thing should have happened is let me just say this real quick about Operation Warm Heart. First sergeants get money for Operation Warm Heart a lot of times from community partners. Community partners have all this money, and it's a tax write-off, but that's besides the point.
Okay.
And the first thing they tell us, command chiefs, we got this money. We want to give it to the first sergeants that help the airmen. And they give it to the first sergeants. They have their own account set up. I think it's a 501c account.
Mm-hmm.
And they can put the money in there. And it's supposed to help airmen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't say you can only help E1 through E4.
No, you're right.
Or you could only help if, say, they're homeless or their car is damaged. It doesn't say that. It just says help airmen. So in this case, this first sergeant council believed what happened to her deserved their help. Me personally, I would have said $1,400 is a lot of money for a dining room table. There's much more of an urgent need that she has than the dining room table, at least from my perspective. I would have said, look, we will meet you halfway. We will either give you half, or we will buy you a dining room table, or we will look in the community and see if someone can donate it. I think when you have someone come to the council and they ask for a specific amount and you give it to them, that can set a precedent. Because then they say, okay, well, I need a new transmission. I'll go to the first sergeants and say, I need $2,000, so on and so forth. I think she needed help, but maybe not the type of help that she asked for. My thoughts.
Jess, I'll let you go because I got some. Hopefully, Samel is on here because I got something to say to him. But go ahead, Jess.
You have someone calling in? No, you can go, Pete.
So, Samel, I hear what you're saying. And he said asking is free, so I'm asking everyone for help. They can only say no. And this might be different, and I'm agreeing with what McCoy is saying. There's more coverage if it happens on government. I agree with Farrar also, who also said the TMO contractors are terrible. We all use them. They suck. We understand that. Here's what I'll say. Samel, if I go to the casino and put down $1,000 on black and it spins red, should I go to Warm Heart and be like, I lost $1,000? Or let me give you another analogy. Say that I invest in a stock and the stock goes to zero. It had all these great reviews saying it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. I'm trying to come up. I'm trying to make an investment to make my family better. And I lose $1,400. Should I go to them and say, hey, can I get my $1,400 or my $1,400 back because I tried to invest in something, Samel? I'm interested in your point. And anybody else who would like to have dialogue, just Philly, hold on. Let me get to these two parts real quick. So that part is a big question as well. The change in the situation when we start peeling back the layers. Once we ask about the situation, what greater needs or how we can help is another way. Terrell, 100% right. Words matter. It was delivered wrong. The money was essentially being asked to help covering expenses for the move and recovering what can be purchased with the asked $1,400. Obviously, the one McCoy says, obviously the ones she chose are even worse. Talk about the moving company. John continues to say, go to Warm Heart with the gambling request. Your shirt's going to refer you to gambling self ADAP Pete. I understand that. Let me in, bro. All right. We'll get some L in. Jess, Philly, while I'm doing that. Go ahead. Off to y'all.
I'll defer to Jess.
I mean, I'm still sticking with I just regardless, I think I do like what's her name? Alicia's
Mm-hmm.
comment when she was talking about the community. I'm just all about collaborative efforts. How can we ease the pain of this couple or mom when it comes to her kids and making sure I always think about decisions is safety, security, and reliability. Yes, my mindset is still stuck on certain things in the military, but it's like, am I adding value to the safety of this family? Am I adding value to the reliability in which we are? I don't care what rank you are. If you lie to me and tell me for years that, you know, we are brothers and sisters in arms when I don't even get along with my own flesh and blood sometimes, but I still help them. I'm just looking at it from that perspective. Like, I just want to help this family. How we help them, it shouldn't matter because I think about the humility. A lot of us, I don't care how long you have been in, I don't care what rank or how many stripes or stars you got on. Some of us still struggle with asking for help. So that's the biggest struggle as well. It's like, if I'm putting myself in a position to ask you, it's because I really need it. So I'm looking at it from that perspective as well. This person has came to y'all because they really need it. And probably she has fought on her own for so many times. So it's like, now she's exhausted. Let me turn it over to somebody else who may have the resources to help me. I don't know, Pete. You know, it's the counselor in me, you know?
I feel you. Let me get to Ricky's point. Why y'all gonna tell me if Samel makes it in because I can't see. So if the member would have went through the military company and lost everything, that would be considered a smart, unfortunate move? ? And everyone would have felt bad for the member and voted yes. Diddy moves is an option that the member felt best fits the needs. Either way, it is unfortunate. Find the money for the member, Pete. I understand it's unfortunate. What I'm saying with the government, you're covered. Now you have to put in claims that you probably won't get back for years, if ever, and a bunch of crap that goes along with it. But that is a safe option. Agree. How can we help this family? Thomas said, Terrell Farrar, okay, I can get on board with that 100%. Okay. We having some people turn around. Billy, anything?
I just want to say one last thing. The examples you use were, I don't think they related well to the situation. Because again, your example of if you invest in a company and it goes belly up, that's the risk you take that a normal person would think if you invest in a company. Case in point, when people are investing in what was that one? I forgot the coin one that people were piling their money into.
Bitcoin?
Yeah, no. It was the other one.
Dogecoin?
The one Pete told me to do one time.
Yeah, Dogecoin.
Yeah, Dogecoin. Yeah. I ain't make no money off of that. Oh, well. Or GameStop. Everybody was pouring money into GameStop, and they lost all that money. Those are the things you would expect to happen.
Mm-hmm.
When you move, the worst thing you think that could happen is your stuff gets broken, damaged, maybe some items lost, not your whole shipment.
I do feel bad. It's it's a circumstance that should not come up all the time for how many moves we do and how many Diddy moves. The situation is one in whatever, thousands, 100,000s, millions. It does not. It's an uncommon thing. I get this. McCoy says they did not get DLA and pay for their weight ticket. I don't know that. I don't know. Like I said, didn't happen at my base.
Could have got a little bit more information. There's no doubt in my mind she needed the help, but they could have got a little bit more information. What's up, Samel? What's up, bro?
Okay, thank you. All right. I got to assign this new one. We'll do this. Big dog.
Out there rolling in the streets.
Hold on. We might not be able to hear you. Let me see. He's on 2. We can hear you going in and out, but we can hear you. Let me fix your camera up.
He got that all white on. All white on. Oh, shit. He got the salt and pepper beer. All right, salt and pepper gang. I'll be joining you soon. Salt and pepper gang.
Samel, can you hear us? Man, he too cool for school right now. I don't know if he driving or what, where he at the back roads of Rhode Island or where he at.
Samel, can you hear us, bro?
Rhode Island.
Delaware.
Yeah, I can hear y'all. I just can't hear y'all loud enough, man.
You-
So I can get up in here.
Oh, you good? We can hear you loud and clear. Let me turn everybody up. Help you out a little bit. We can hear you loud and clear now.
Can you
if
hear
I-
me all right?
Yeah.
Because I can't hear y'all. Maybe it's operator error on my side. Man. So
We can hear you.
I can't.
You talking through the car? He's in Connecticut.
Is he?
That's what.
Stuff up too. Hey P, I'm gonna get off, man, and I'm gonna try to get back on, man. Hopefully I
Okay.
get a different connection.
All right. So while Samel's figuring that out, go to Todd Simmons says, who did the member trust enough to ask these types of questions to before she made this mistake? Trusted mentorship, 100%. And like McCoy said, if I see the company got 1 star on Yahoo, but they the cheapest, is that not a bad idea? 100% is a bad idea.
That's not true. That's a risky idea. That's a risky idea. Hey, I've had times where I've went through a company that their reviews weren't that great, and I went through them anyway, and it worked out. So it wasn't a bad idea.
But you took a risk.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not a bad idea. It's a risk.
Okay. I'll give you that. It's a big risk. But my problem is when you take a risk, you shouldn't be sitting there with your hand out asking for money back because you took a risk.
No, man, you missing a point. It's different.
Because here's what I say.
If I took a risk and I decided to here's my favorite. If I took a risk on the back of a bus and I bet my rent money on a shell game in the back of a bus and I lost it and won, I was stupid enough to go to the council and tell y'all, hey, look, I lost my rent money. I'm about to be on the street. Well, how'd you lose your rent money? Oh, in the shell game on the back of a bus. That's stupid. That's stupid. But losing my rent money because somebody robbed me or because I put it underneath my mattress and somebody broke in my home and took it, that was just a risk, not a bad idea.
Okay, so this might be a bad analogy, but you ever seen those YouTube short videos of people that go through the hood with their chains on and everything, and then they get robbed, and people like, that's a dumb idea. This to me is around the same thing. It's a dumb idea. Now. We all have done it. But we all mostly use reputable companies. I'm not saying this company was or wasn't reputable. But you lost. Don't be going around with your hand out after you lose when there was a safe bet to go through. There's 2-3 comments that we have to get to. So let me get to these.
Thanks, Todd.
You completely
voice of reason.
merging 5 different situations together, sir.
I'm
Thanks,
just trying
Todd.
to give analogies to
Baby,
have some
you
kind of
brought-
understanding.
Don't take your juice while being a menace in the hood. You done brought in like so many different elements.
Hey, Todd, there was no malice in her decision. It wasn't illegal, unethical, or moral. I said that. It was a decision. She just lost. All right, let me get to Mick Williams. Congratulations on the retirement again.
Have a new job. Congratulations. Hey, if you need a home, go
What?
see go see her for a new home. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Listen, using TMO isn't always the best option. We just got a $15K settlement from, I guess, TMO, things that were broken in the move. And this was TV, couches, beds that they broke. Help the people, maybe not that, help the people, maybe not that they top dollar items, but something to let them get started and have renter's insurance. Did they have that? I don't know about the renter's insurance. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. Like I said, didn't happen here. So a lot of stuff I don't know. Terrell says, Diddy moves are not uncommon. I agree with that. And I'd argue that majority that do, it doesn't seek trust mentorship on it either. Only advice most give or get is it saves you time and makes you money. The worst advice I ever heard is that right there. All money ain't good money. Fast money definitely isn't always good money.
I don't know.
TMO isn't the safe bet.
Told me money good, Pete.
You said what now?
Yes, thank you.
So I'm gonna need you to listen to Megan Thee Stallion. She told me money good.
TMO isn't the safe bet. It's what we got to offer, just like TRICARE. 100. Hey, I agree with that. I agree, no malice, but there are resources that can help the situation. A lot of comments are flying in. Pete already can't read. You can't cook him like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all, I was in a rush. No big deal. Somebody stop Pete Mayweather from reading. Hey, sorry. Y'all put Pete Mayweather. All right. Walking out the store. All right. Thanks for listening. All right. Your thoughts.
Okay.
Maybe we can wrap this up.
I vote.
Meg belongs in jail.
Let's put this on the back of the stove and move on to another topic. And so when Samel can get back in, we can jump back into that one.
Why? Being McCoy should run the shirt council. Being McCoy should definitely run the shirt council. Jess, me and McCoy should run. I vote McCoy for president. I'll be the VP.
Baby, and y'all go to Parliament to put y'all in y'all place to understand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like dealing with Lean Sigma 6 with y'all. Where's the 5 5s? Like y'all need to be asked repetitively, like different questions to help y'all like blossom into the Care Bears that y'all really are. Like y'all have a hard exterior, but I really need y'all to look at like, don't think about what you would do. Think about what the most common denominator would do based off of not having as much. And again, don't tie rank to experience. I don't care if this person is a tech sergeant. Some people don't know what they don't know. You're
right. But like, oh man. Okay. Anyway, we'll get off topic because we'll never get off it if we don't.
Because baby, between you and McCoy, it's like
me and McCoy are going to run the shirt council. I might stay in the military if McCoy goes shirt, and I'll be the vice president for 2 years.
And let me be on the side helping somebody write their complaint against both of y'all.
That's great. That help. That help. Y'all running like North Korea and Russia. Get out of here. That's right. Straight dictatorship. That's right.
Please help them.
I understand. All right, go ahead, Philly. You got the next topic? Because I ain't got one.
Okay, so just doing my trolling the past week.
Oh, Lord.
First off, congratulations to all the brand new Chiefs that just got promoted. Shout out to Nicholas Jackson. He just had his promotion ceremony yesterday. Shout out to Nick Jack, Action Jackson. One of the brand new. You're going to get the command chief fired. Congratulations, Nick Jack. Congratulations to Scott Roy, Gina Monroe, all pinned on chief. Tarana Hunter, all you guys. So reason why I bring that up is because they had the latest, or I believe it's the first, Chief Initial Mission Command training.
I heard about it
last week. If you don't know what that is, basically it's an initiative from the new SimSAF to bring all the brand new chiefs together, and they go out and they train together in locations like Tyndall, like at Silver Flag, to do different things that airmen would do in the field. It's a way to bring cohesion, camaraderie, and awareness to mission type orders and AFRIGEN and things of that nature. So doing my trolling, I've noticed a couple of pictures, namely from the Airman NCO page and some other avenues, a lot of people having issues with this training. One, the amount of money it took to bring a bunch of chiefs from across the Air Force to this training. So a lot of folks had comments such as, it's useless, needless waste of money. They could be using the money in something else. And so I said to myself, that's pretty interesting. So for me, well, let me say this first. I'm curious to see what you guys think. What do y'all think? Y'all think this initial mission command training is useful for chiefs, or you think it's just a way to just bring chiefs together to hang out and do things stuff?
Jess, I'll let you go first.
I mean, I saw some of the pictures. Shout out to Deandra Parks. I saw her as well. I mean, I don't know what to think, because at the end of the day, I think by the time you make it to chief, there are certain things that you need in your toolbox to pour back into your people. Bringing them together about things that they should already know at this level. Maybe, you know, they look at it as rusty and dusty. They're trying to see if you got what it takes to make sure that you can empower and encourage your people when it's time for them to leave out to do mission command. But I mean, I don't know. What did the old folks say? If you like it, I love it. But I mean, I don't know. I think the timing, I do think, is good, because this is the question that I had. Was this their chief orientation, or is this the new Chief Leadership Academy?
Okay, so that one I'm not sure. I know this is all for brand new chiefs. All the chiefs that made it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. This replaces, like, say, the chief leadership course or things of that nature. That one I'm not sure. But it was a mandatory requirement for all chiefs that just pinned on or about to put on. And the only way they can get out of this course is they had to be excused from the SIMSAF.
Oh,
so it's pretty important.
I mean, I would love to hear someone that actually attended, if they were listening, to come on and talk to their experience about it and what they thought. But I mean, I ain't got nothing to give.
So Rodney Dunn says the training was not useless. Being in CE and have gone through multiple silver flags, it's good to see top leadership to go back to the basics of development style training to show others what will be expected of them in the future. So here's my quick thoughts while we wait for some more comments. Oh, hold on. Why do they? Orientation. Thank you, Jerry. Shout out to you, brother.
Oh.
Let's see. Rodney says you can save Jesus, and someone from the Airman NCO page will still complain. That is true.
Baby, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm with Rodney. When I think about that page, and maybe because I haven't been on Facebook in a while, but I think about the person living in their basement with all them damn donuts in the back and the keyboard.
Holy shit.
Like, you probably can't even get up and walk to the mailbox, but you got so much to say about a time that you're not currently serving. Like, I just don't get it.
They said new Chief Master Sergeant vacation. Wow.
That's what they said on that page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they said something to the effect of, they said if chiefs at this point don't understand AFRIGEN or what's expected of them in the field, then they shouldn't be chiefs. Then I also heard, how many chiefs are actually going to be in the field when the flag goes up?
That's a good point.
I don't agree with that necessarily, but I thought it was interesting. That's the perception that some folks have about chiefs, that they won't go to the field and they won't be in the trenches doing stuff.
I just have a problem with everybody got an opinion about a level that they have not served at or been in. I think I always struggle with that. It's like people want to tell you what you're supposed to do, and like they've never reached or been at that level, or even being at that level. Sometimes, like, your experiences shape how you move. It shapes your actions, decisions, and behaviors. I mean, Pete, you can attest to it. Like you said, you're a money person. Like, so, you know, you find pride and value in those type of things. I'm a people person. I feel like the dual threat is learning how to be a people and perform. You just got a lot of people who don't understand what that looks like. And for me, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think that's part of the reason why I am leaving JROTC and going to corporate. Like, it's really time to take off that uniform, and like, I'll support y'all from afar, but that's not my jam no more. I feel like those people that attended that training, if it was helpful for them, let it be helpful for them. But those people on that page, like, child, please.
So John Becker with some insight said, from the chiefs here, they said it was beneficial and brought back some good talking points. He also said they're doing it with first sergeants too. PACAF just did something similar.
Nice.
Ricky said social media is a snapshot. A couple of pics made it look like they were having a blast. I believe the training was needed. They need to cancel senior airman NCO page.
Amen, Ricky.
I don't disagree. I don't. I think there's some benefit to it, and the reason why because there are some chiefs who, in their particular AFSC or in their career, have never been exposed to that type of training. I've read some comments from some good friends who put on chief, and they said they were nervous going into it because they didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have some career fields that not big enough cops or engineers, but that's all we did our whole career is going someplace and doing field training. Well, you have some AFSCs, they don't normally get to do that.
Nope.
And that's what they're trying to express when it comes to mission ready airmen and AFRIGEN and DCWs. You're going to need more chiefs to be more aware of what's going to be required of them being in the field. Now, I don't blame airmen for thinking it's not useful because they think about all of the conferences that were reduced or on a lower scale, and then maybe some that used to was able to go but can't. But they see all these chiefs go. They don't look at it from the lens of, okay, just because they're chiefs doesn't mean they still don't need to learn or develop. They see a bunch of chiefs go off and they assume there's some kind of hangout party. And so I don't think, and to the Airman NCO page, I don't necessarily think it should be canceled. But I do think a lot of the folks on there, when they make these comments that come off anonymous or these old retired people that just troll, that's what makes the page bad.
Thomas White brought up a good point. It's not about the Chiefs not understanding AFRIGEN. It's about getting the hands-on experience for what they are going to be asking the airmen to do. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
I disagree with that.
Oh, I thought that was a great point.
I disagree with that. Here's the reason why.
What the Rodney does say, all I see is Vietnam.
He said CE and SFS always been in the field like they're going back to Vietnam.
Yeah, that's true.
100%. We can't get past the 70s.
I think Chiefs, in a way, understand what airmen are going to do in the field. They just got to be able to understand how they're linked to the airmen in the field. Because a lot of times Chiefs assume from the operational strategic perspective, we take the orders from the commander or we dish it out to the seniors masters and they dish it to the NCOs. But what they're trying to get chiefs to understand is we need you in the field doing what the airmen do and understanding the type of things airmen are going to be required to do in the field.
Can I say something? Oh, there we go. That page has 230,000 followers. In the world of social media, followers, that's life having 10 followers. So giving it energy is a giant waste of time. I agree. I don't think the page needs to go away. I think it need to dictate how much energy you give a page like that. If you don't like it, get off of it. But obviously, misery loves company. We're saying the same thing. He's saying y'all are saying the same thing. So I will say with the social media, pictures are worth 1,000 words. And I see a lot of chiefs in there. I just had to go to it while you guys were sitting here talking. And there's some pictures with a bunch of chiefs in, their old Vietnam helmet, no flak vest on with a blue M4 rifle. There, I will say that is not your job at all. If chiefs are up front, holding the front line with rifles, all the airmen are dead. And something is terribly wrong. So that's where I'll disagree. The AFRIGEN lifestyle needs to be somewhat of what chiefs will be doing. Now, like to Jess's point, I'm not a chief, never be a chief. I'm not sure exactly what chiefs do. That's just my understanding. If you want to say from a big A airman perspective, that's what I'm thinking. And my other argument, I'm surprised a lot of chiefs were out there because a lot of chiefs I know are on profile. So I'm like, how the hell they get all these chiefs out there? Because about 80% of chiefs I know are all on profile, can't walk from me to you. That's
so what you're going to do is be putting people business out about our elements. Do you hear me?
I'm just saying.
He was bald head.
I'll just say it. Jerry, I always pronounce that wrong. Wife is not an outdoor person, but she enjoyed it. She came back with the airman mindset of readiness. Okay, I appreciate that.
Warfighter, Pete.
What'd you say? Warfighter. I'm sorry. Should make an airman group council to go with their blah blah blah. Oh, to go with them. Okay, sure. They're not gonna do that because it's too much money. So Alicia said, I enjoy being CE shirt as they require me to go through their exercises and training. It made me understand more what stress them and what they go through, to include how it affects them out there in their families. If I stayed longer, I was supposed to go to the training and would have went. So I don't see the issue with it. At the end of the day, no one will be happy ever. Ooh, Struther said 80% family. Nah, don't do us like that. I'm just being honest. They're going to start doing it in tech school, from what I heard. Thank you, Becker. Putting in a lot of good points.
Wait till you retire. Don't talk about having. I don't want to see you wearing nothing that has DD-214 on it. I don't even want to pop out that ID talking about, do y'all offer military discounts?
I'll say that. Yes, I'll say that. That one always stays at the ready. That one stays at the hip, ready to fire.
I ain't gonna lie, I went to the doctor and I got my placard because of my MS. So some days when my legs be weak, but I showed park in that handicap parking spot.
Already there.
Walked up to me. She was like, "You look like you're 12. Why are you parking here?"
Already there.
I got that blue and white placard card. I said, "Ma'am, because I have an invisible disease that requires me to park close when I'm feeling weak." And she said, "Weak where?" I said, "Mentally." I said, "Yeah. Have a good day."
Me too, as y'all can tell. Me too. But hey, if we're in the same place at the same time with the same plates, we're gonna be fighting for the same parking spot along with everybody else.
They pull up beside it when it's not.
That's fine. But no, at the end to put a bow on it, Philly, and you could take it. But I don't think it was a bad idea. Hopefully, it was money well spent. It sounds like from a couple people that were on here, it was money well spent. And to me, training is all about what you get out of it. Two people can go to the exact same training. Somebody can get absolutely nothing. Somebody can get the best training in the world. And like everybody's saying, you're not going to please everybody. So
it's perspective.
Yeah, perspective. Good point.
I think it's a great start. Two quick things. Thomas White mentioned a comment about Band of Brothers. I think what we're trying to do is it's no different than what the Army does, right? In the Army, when they deploy, everyone's in the field, not just the privates or the corporates or the staff sergeants. The sergeant majors out there with them, the first sergeant. They're when I mean in the field, they're not in the tent. They're out in the field with them. Mm-hmm. And so I think we're trying to get Air Force, not just senior enlisted leaders, but leaders in general, to walk the ground with the airmen, so you can see it from their perspective. And then not only that, I think this is a great start, but I think the key is what they do when they go back to their home station. Like if I'm a chief and I went through something like this and I'm enlightened and I'm like, oh, well, okay, this is why it's important for me as an enlisted leader to understand all this stuff, what my airmen are doing. The key is what I'm going to do when I go back to the home station. Am I going to continue this mindset? Or is it going to be just a snapshot in time where I forget about it later? Right. That's the key.
Right. Man, we'll see. I guess we'll see. But no, I agree with you saying about the Army. Like, I love how the Army does it because the lieutenants lead formations. You know, they're out there in front of what you would call guard mount for security force personnel or just formations. They are leading it every time. They are out there in front wherever the privates are doing. They might not be doing the same thing, but they're in the same area. And the private can see the lieutenant doing, the lieutenant can see the private, blah, 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 and so on and so on. The only person who's not out there is the commander. It's the only person I've never seen out there. Philly remembers we used to work for that major. What was his name? And Balad, cool as hell. Young major. What was our commander?
Oh, you're talking about the Army major.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, cool as hell. But he used to love go out there. And he would not be on patrol riding with you, but he would sure go out there and say hi to everybody. Same thing most commanders do. But he also was in the office handling business.
You know who's a good example? Sergeant Blackman.
Oh, yeah, Blackman.
That Yokota,
yeah.
I'll go to fight with him anytime. This dude, when he was in the field, he's in the dang DFP with you.
Right.
Ideally, that's how it should work.
They should, but yeah. All right.
Yo, let's transition. One more thing for our military, and then we can jump off military. You know, Master Sergeant results is coming out next week. Good luck to all folks going up for Master Sergeant. So according to the latest statistics out of AFPC, 6,043 technical sergeants for promotion Master Sergeant were selected out of 25,805 eligibles with a selection rate of 23.42%.
Wow.
So, as you know, that transition to Master Sergeant, they enter the top 3. So I want to put out 2 questions to you, 2-part question. One, how critical do you think is the transition from technical sergeant to Master Sergeant? And then 2, why is it that the top 3 includes the Master Sergeants, Senior Master Sergeants, and Chief Master Sergeants, but the Chief Master Sergeants, I'm poking myself, are never at the top 3 or rarely at the top 3, or we're not kind of considered part of the top 3, but we are?
Jess.
Dang, y'all always going to me.
Yeah.
Well, the tech sergeant transition to Master Sergeant, I look at it like the quarters of a football game. I remember speaking at the Maxwell Senior NCO induction as a Master Sergeant. I just think, you know, you're moving from being a team player to now like the coach of the team. I think Master Sergeant is so pivotal because it's like you're stuck in the middle. It's like you're the section chief or the flight chief. You're still close to leadership, meaning the chief and the senior Master Sergeant, but you're also still close to the airmen. So I look at it like that's the first quarter for anybody that is coming in, learning how to truly manage teams, be a collaborative leader. What I mean by collaborative is sometimes you do need to be able to go back and talk to your people. Because I would always get there. They're like, well, you need to make a decision. You're indecisive. I'm like, I'm not indecisive. I value the people on my team that typically were always older than me or had been in the service longer than me. So when it comes to decision making, I want their decision input, because when I'm tired of in the front and champion, I need to know those people that I made this decision with can take on that position and continue to fight. So I think Master Sergeant, I'm happy to hear the results. I'm happy for those who have put in the hard work and will be potentially selected for it. But like we've always said, like, even if you're not selected for it, just know that your time is coming. I think as a chief, I do agree. I enjoyed still being a part of top 3 as a chief, not just always as an advisor, but going in to look at the opportunities that may exist for my senior Master Sergeants or my Master Sergeants who weren't able to attend the meetings because they were probably bunkering down on their sections for their people to attend other things. So it was always important to attend those top 3 meetings to give out information, especially dealing with FSS, because at the time that I was in, FSS was changing so much with the My FSS. Pete, why are you laughing? Because you're FSS.
Oh, Samel's back here.
Hey,
Yeah.
Samel.
What's up, peoples?
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. That's what's up. Hey, well, I'm not gonna let's not go backwards. I mean, we could definitely do that, but you guys talk about a lot of issues between that first thing with Pete that I want to, clarify with him. So I'm ready to jump in where you guys are at right now, if you'll allow me to.
No, actually, you can, but can you just quickly touch on that first topic we went on about the young tech sergeant getting the money? What your thoughts would be?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna let P hijack my comment though, because you started throwing out all types of nonsense about gambling and nah, bro, come on, man, that's like
Acting
totally
reckless.
different. P, you can't even do that, yo. You can't even do that. So if someone's out there gambling and taking their money in the stock market, I mean, that's not even the same as a tech sergeant that did exactly what she did. I mean, those are 2 totally different scenarios, P. You can't do that.
Samel, it's the
You
same
can't do that, yo.
thing. You took a bet
Nah,
and you
bruh.
lost.
Yo, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. So I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. And in a situation, and this is why I say asking is free, right? Because 9 times out of 10, and I can only speak through my leadership lens, right? Is 9 times out of 10, if an airman comes to me and says, "Yo, Sergeant Brown," or when I was a supervisor, I was a senior airman Brown, I got a question for you. You know what I'm saying? This situation happened. They knew that I was like knee deep in their business, trying to help them progress. So if they're giving me information, then I say, you know what, let's try to go out and do X, Y, and Z with these professional organizations. Then I think that's a fair thing to do, right? Because the supervisor is involved. So my thing is, you've got leadership should be at all these various levels to say, yes, let's look into these organizations or fund pots of money or whatever the case may be to get some help. If someone come to me talking about they gambled X, Y, and Z, bro, turn my back on you, bro. That's a bad decision that you made. But if someone was trying to use a company that they thought was reputable for a Diddy move and got taken, why in the world wouldn't you help them? Why in the world would you? No. Go ahead.
Here's what I hear what you're saying. The reason why I say it's the same thing, I know Todd also says I'm trying to bleed 5 stories together, so we'll just stay on one. If I say I'm going to invest my money in Nikola, because at the time, back in 2020, Nikola was supposed to take over the trucking electric vehicle company, is supposed to be the next biggest thing. And I invested $3,000 trying to come up because I thought it was a good decision. It bellied up, it went bankrupt, I lost all $3,000, and I go to them and be like, I was trying to make a good decision and it failed. Can I get my $3,000 back?
Nah, P. Nah.
What is the difference between doing that and going out on your own? Now, you did research. You tried to go through a reputable marketing company. I tried to go through a reputable company, a company that would have been reputable as Nikola, and went through all this research trying to find the best thing for me and my family, and I lost, and now I'm asking for money. My thing is, what is the difference?
Yo, and you know this better than I do, P, right?
What's up?
The difference is, whenever you invest, nothing is guaranteed in an investment, right?
Correct.
Nothing is guaranteed in an investment. When you invest with the understanding that you can lose everything. Now, if I'm going to a company because I need to get my stuff moved, I'm expecting them to perform a service, right? I'm paying for a service. So that's the critical difference, bro. If you're doing things that are outside of if you're investing and just using your money to do X, Y, or Z, then that's you using your money with the assumption that there's going to be some risk in there.
Correct.
But if you're talking about paying for a service, then you expect to get that service, bro. And I think that's what she did. You're making an assumption that she was trying to come up and save $1.
Yes.
Most people do on a Diddy move, right? But she's paying for a service, and the service failed her, so she's going to try to get some help. And if asking is free, which is, I'm telling you, that's for me, bro. If there's an organization that's out there, I'm gonna ask. They have a leadership panel. They have the responsibility to say, does this person qualify or not? So I'm gonna ask, and if they say no, then the answer is no.
Right.
But I'm not ticked off that the one person said, nah, I don't support this. Yo, everybody has an opinion, and it's all based on their value systems and things along that line, right? So there's a lot of things that influence why someone would or would not support something like this.
Right.
But the good thing about it is it's not just one person making the decision on those councils, right? So yeah, that's it.
I hear you.
I disagree with you, P.
Huh?
I disagree with you, P. I disagree with you, bro.
I hear you, big dog. If I was on that council, I just don't see how there is a difference. And I'm just saying, it's like, if I will say yes to, now I get what you're saying. They pay for a service, right? It's just like if you rent a car, you're renting a car for a service. If you decline the insurance coverage and you get into an accident, then you are liable for that. Exactly. This is the same thing. So exact same thing like when you buy a new car and they ask you if you want gap insurance, right? And you decline gap insurance, and then you get in a wreck, whether it's your fault or not, and the car is not worth the value of the car, that you're out $10,000 or whatever, because the car is upside down $10,000. You didn't get gap coverage. Don't start going to people and be like, oh my God, I didn't get gap coverage. I need $10,000. I need some help. Now, to your point, asking is free. Ask away. I get that. My thing is,
Go
it's
fund
just
me,
like,
yo. I'm hitting
GoFundMe.
Facebook. Go fund me.
Yeah. So asking is free. Go ahead and ask away. I'm not upset at the person for asking. I think I'm more upset if they put themselves in the situation and then it's like, oh my goodness,
Well,
I
you
need
can't be
help.
upset about that, P. You guys. I don't want to rehash everything that you guys already said, right?
Because he's sounding like Tyler Perry right now. Just listen to me.
Okay.
You're sounding like Tyler Perry right now. Rest her soul, when he got up at Angie Stone's funeral and talked about making sure she get her coins, but then he didn't want to pay Monique her coins. Saying it's like tomato. At the end of the day, the member was in need. Like Samel just brought up a good option, like the GoFundMe.
Yes.
Like again, and Todd even brought it up about the mentorship piece that was probably missing.
Right.
This is the wholesomeness that the council, and again, I don't know where it is, but the council again could have thought about these same rationales as well and provided it back to the member. But again, they came to you for a specific need. Whether or not you could supply that need, you were still in a position to supply additional options for this member. Resources.
Yeah. Hey, JP, we're just dealing with Scrooge McDuck over here, so we're just gonna have to move on, yo. Yo. Yeah, he's ridiculous.
We love you, but where you at riding around in a fishbowl? Where that tent at? You know it's about to be hot.
Hey, listen, so check it out, right? I ain't even trying to hijack, but for real, yo, I just built a brand new crib. I'm sitting out in front of my crib right now.
Oh, shit.
I was, I had a whole bunch of boxes in the back. Initially, I just went over there and dropped everything off. So I just got my blessing. Now I'm driving about 30 minutes from where I'm at right now back to the crib that I'm renting. So yeah, I had to stop and get my audio situation straight so I could spend a little bit of time with my peoples because I miss y'all.
Man, appreciate it, man. Love. Congratulations too. That's huge. Congratulations.
Bro.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
That's huge. That's huge.
Hey, Samel, before you go, man, can you chime in on the Master Sergeant promotion? Thoughts on Master Sergeant? The two questions we posed were one.
I remember him. I got him. Right?
Okay, go ahead then.
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So I'm gonna dive into the second question first, right? Top three is when I say top three, when the Air Force talks about the tiers, right? We're talking about a structure within a functional component of Air Force. The top three are the top three ranks, and they group us together for a reason because the level of responsibility, we're all senior non-commissioned officers. That's different than a professional organization, right? You can have a professional organization for anything, you know? So you got a chiefs group, and the chiefs group does their business. Then you've got the top three, and I understand, right, that it's synonymous with being a senior NCO and having these tiers where all of you are operating at a specific level for the United States Air Force, and you're all in these top three. You're in this tier where it's just senior NCOs. So to me, I think they're apples and oranges. Can the chiefs group support the top three? Absolutely. You know, does it and are we able to go to those meetings? Absolutely. And I highly encourage us to go to those meetings. But I just think that when you're talking about professional organizations and being the top three, and then the org structure that we have in the United States Air Force being top three, I just think that the name is synonymous, but the functionality of them are different. And again, this is just wham, right? The world according to me, and I'm 2 years retired, bro. So I'm a dinosaur, and my opinion don't matter. But what I'm saying is, I just looked at them a little bit different. You know, you got the CGOs, right? You got FGOs don't have one. I don't think they have one. But I just think that it's just, it's just a little different, But I will say for the transition from tech sergeant to master sergeant, I mean, I think it's a huge deal, right? You go from being the supervisor to someone who can also be a supervisor, but when you flip that thing over, or at least on the old school, right? Again, I'm a dinosaur. We don't do EPRs no more, but you would be the additional rater, right?
Mhm.
So you have a level of responsibility that was different than just at the supervisory level. So that's just one example of why I think the transition from tech sergeant to being a senior NCO is just so significant. And one of the things that was one of my leadership philosophies, and it's the last thing I'll say, and then I'll just, log off and just listen. I always operated at a level, and I encouraged all of my subordinates and the people I work for and with to try to operate at that next level of leadership. So when you make that transition, it's not that great, right? So when I had some kick-ass tech sergeants, I would help them understand what it was like to operate at a senior NCO level, and I would give them responsibilities to operate at that level. So when they made the transition, now that Air Force is just paying you for it, but you understand what you're responsible for, whether it's an EPR or whether it's, being an advocate inside the commander's office for discipline or whatever the case may be, right? So those are my thoughts on that, DP.
Well said. Well
Hey,
said.
love.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
said.
All good.
Hey,
All
so
good.
the only thing I'll throw a quick bow on that one is that I like the way you kind of like Chiefs are a part of the top three, but there is still a difference between the three ranks in the top three. That doesn't mean that Chiefs are trying to say or convey that we're better than the other two ranks.
Absolutely
We
not.
operate at a different level. And so, which
Absolutely.
is the reason why we have a Chiefs group. There's no senior master sergeant group or master sergeant group. So it is incumbent upon Chiefs to go and mentor and develop and go to the top three and support them, whether it be
100%.
through us being in the presence and listening or providing some monetary support and some direction. But yeah, I think sometimes folks get this idea when Chiefs are not there that we think we're better than the master sergeant, senior master sergeants. That's not necessarily the case. So good point. Appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And the last thing I'll say, and I know you wanted to put a bow on it, bro, but I just want to add one piece. When we think about these like the top three, right, where they can really get some better involvement is you got to target chiefs. Don't just say, hey, chief, are you coming, right? You look at what this chief is, their expertise and what they can bring. The most people I've ever seen at a top three meeting is when the individual who sat on the records panel came back from AFPC and was like, hey, I got some nuggets for when it's time to get promoted, right? And then next thing you know, everybody is there, right? Everybody's there. Well, that same rule applies when you're talking about, finance, working with human capital and people and understanding different things. So you tap in to a particular chief and say, hey, chief, we want to come and give you this time frame, this 15, 20 minutes. Can you do X, Y, and Z for us? So you'll have chief and make them stick around so that they can give their chief perspective on certain things that may come up, right? So there's ways to get ways to get chief involvement, but really, do you want the chiefs, and they're kind of saying, hey, and you got an idea and the chief's always speaking up, and now you feel like, man, the chief always gotta, give their perspective, and now you can feel like you're obligated to go with the chief's way of business. So, sometimes you just gotta be careful what you ask for, right?
All
right, I'm gonna log off and just listen, man. I love y'all, man.
Hey,
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Always love when you come
Congrats
on.
again.
Always open invite.
Hey, shout out to my girl though. That's my girl. What up, JP?
All right, always, that's how the corner's done, y'all. You come on, say your piece, you get off. That's what you do. You don't stay around all day on the show. That's how you do it. I can't believe it.
You okay?
What you mean?
Yes.
That's how you do it. Yes. I was giving it props.
You about to transition over here to the civilian side, sir, and baby.
JROTC at that.
That's right.
Right? Like,
Right.
I think I'm like, but baby, I need to really mentally prepare you for what you're about to enter.
I
Like,
appreciate that. I think
yeah, you're gonna need it.
I think I'll be good because I don't know. I don't.
Pete,
Yeah.
you like at least I try to find a way, like especially when it comes to dudes and their hair. I can see you like, hey, you need a haircut. At least I'd be like, hey, I don't know who winning the war between your neck and your back hair. Like,
Okay, see, that's a lot different. That's a lot different.
that's how I correct standards. I can see you was like, yeah, you need a haircut. Don't come back until you get one.
No, that's not me at all. I'll just be like, hey, bro, who your barber? He sick? He got COVID or what's going on with him? He off? He hard to get a hold of? You want me to give you a second option?
They cut you out. Like they cut you out real hard. So I just need you to be prepared. So like, you ain't like that grandma over there clutching your pearls when
Right.
you get out from that student. Yeah.
Philly, you got anything else?
Yeah, I got one more.
One
There's
more.
one more. Let's talk about decorations.
Is that like a mic drop moment, or are you gonna be more specific?
Well,
Retire.
if you recall, earlier this week we had a interesting conversation about two
Lord.
situations
Lord.
where someone
I'm
received a decoration or did not receive a decoration, and you, might I remind you, said this would be a great topic for the show.
Jess,
So
I'm sorry.
here you are.
What y'all be doing when I be like,
It be him. This one was
No,
him.
I'll be trying to talk him off the ledge,
So I don't. I had a young kid who came at me
Hey man,
out at
what's wrong with you, bro?
Amazon.
Chill, man.
Really?
I'm
At
sorry.
Amazon? That's crazy.
Alicia, look, we got stories for that because I told Pete, I remember the first time a girl had called me the B word. And I was like, yo, I didn't know you introduced me to your mom. And then, like, yeah, let's just say the principal is like, what did you say? Because the mom is coming up here on you. Baby, I'm from the country. Like, I would give you a free toothpiece.
That's right. And a biscuit. That's right.
Like, toothpiece. Like, he was like, what? I said, I'm going to knock her teeth out. She come up here on me.
So, right. Philly, do you want to set the stage or
All right, quickly. All right, so
quickly?
So decorations, I think we all can agree in the AFI, there is nothing that said you have to do one specific or multiple specific things to get a decoration, whether it be from achievement medal to defense superior service medal. Doesn't matter, right? It just says each medal has a certain criteria as far as achievement. There's nothing in AFI that says you have to be a specific rank to get a medal. So in other words, could an airman apply for a Legion of Merit? Yes, they could, right? Do you see airmen get Legion of Merit? I've never seen one, but you could apply, right? So let's say you have an individual who is a field grade officer who went to the base and gave blood, 5 pints of blood. Chill, man. We're gonna be done. I'm sorry, that's my buddy here, Rocky. But anyway, he gets 5 pints of blood, and then the folks at the blood bank tell them, hey, come here.
Oh my Lord.
I'm sorry. He gets 5 pints of blood. He's getting restless. And the folks at the blood bank say, hey, did you know because you gave up so much blood, you could get a volunteer service medal? And so said major puts in for a volunteer service medal. And so the commander asks and says, hey, what do you think about this? I'm sorry. Anyway, what's y'all thoughts on that? I'm going to go grab him real quick.
Yes, I'll go first.
Yes, sir.
I don't care at the end of the day. I think to me, decorations have been so watered down on not what the accomplishment is. It's the person and the relationship of the person getting it and the person giving it. I think decorations are so watered down, and you see some people with 5 decorations before they make A1C and some people with 5 decorations before they retire. And to me, I think it's just so watered down because in the AFI, the only thing I remember is saying is sustained superior performance, and then you can have your one-offs for your individual accomplishment ones. So I think they're just so watered down. I've seen people get decorations for being a superior performer in an IG inspection. I've seen people get them for UEI inspections. I see people save people's lives and don't get nothing at all. I see people who do 3 years and walk away with 1 medal. I've seen people that go 3 years and walk away with 4 medals. So I think it's all just who is giving it, who is getting it, and that's all that matters. The stuff that's in there, you can write on there for anybody. What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I always believe that decorations. Hey, Jason. I always believe that decorations were written or submitted by supervisors. So again, a lot of people don't like to take the time out to read and based off of, setting. It's not even setting their people up. He said he made tech with 0 deck. Wow. Yep. But again, it goes to being purpose driven. You have some people they come in, they're a servant leader, and they know what it takes to make sure that their people are recognized. I just thought you were going to say like you were about to retire and you were asking for a Legion of Merit. But
no. See,
I was a field grade officer.
No, I'm not a big metal person at all. I mean, most of it is a lot of scar tissue, but a lot of it is just like, I don't get the point of it. I'm not, if you don't give me one, if you give me one, it doesn't shape or constitute my lack of or more performance that I put in. Just because you get a medal doesn't mean you're better than anybody else that didn't get a medal.
But you got to think about the legacy that decorations created. Legacy was tied to promotions heavily.
It was. Yes.
And I think, it was a matter of people took it as, hey, this is my opportunity to take care of you. And like, I'll never forget the one that actually made the Air Force Times news. Remember when so many people were bent out of shape when the airman from finance had got like a
Bronze Star.
Yeah. Okay. The Bronze Star. But again, that person's leadership or supervisor took the time out to acknowledge it. But going back to like the actual criteria, because you gave 5 paints of blood, that's why you got a medal. I don't think so. And I don't think, I just don't believe by you donating blood, you should get a medal. Because
well, I mean, it does save people's lives.
It does, but so okay, we grown people.
Yeah.
So would you give a man a decoration for going to the sperm bank because he want to contribute to society?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it's the same. I think they're both outrageous.
It's just like somebody donating plasma. You gonna give money a decoration for that?
I think they're the same. It's all the same. And
I think it's like, okay, your personal choices for professional decisions. I think that's why I'm going to separate my left and right parameters. So like for me, that is a personal decision that I have made to give blood. It is not anything written in the AFI said that I have to give blood. I think that is based off of your personal values and beliefs. Now, just because you did that does not warrant you to get a decoration. And that's how I systematically look at it in my brain.
So would you be okay with him putting in for a volunteer service medal?
Absolutely, because you volunteered your time. But again, that was your personal, it's tied to your personal values.
She said pushing a volunteer medal is hard. I've done 2 and it was hard. I mean, once again, I think it's just all about who's reading it and who's accepting it. I know those go to a different level, but I don't know. Look. Clap Peters retired. Man, I can't win. If I'm too lenient, y'all get on me. If I'm too strict, y'all get on me. I can't win.
Who thought that the person deserved a medal for giving blood?
I don't think they deserve it. But then again, I see a bunch of medals that people don't deserve. So back to Samel's point, I'm not mad at him for asking.
So here's the thing. So when this FGO gave the blood, the folks at the bank have heard other folks who did something similar get a volunteer service medal. So they said, hey, did you know you can get a volunteer service medal for that? to, I forgot who made the comment about it was hard pushing it. Was it Alicia, I think?
Mm-hmm.
The volunteer service medals I've ever seen get approved had multiple volunteer achievements in
I
it.
agree with that. Hours
And there's
stuff
no
like that.
timeline for the volunteer service medal. It can encompass 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So I'm a fan of giving a volunteer service medal for multiple things. Or something, if it was for one act, it had to be something that was so impactful. And even then, I would be hesitant to do that. Got it. 5 pints of blood is a lot of blood. Got it. It saves people's lives. But that was a choice that this individual made. It's not like he flew from state to state from across the country or across the world to give 5 pints of blood. He went down the street to the other base to give blood. And what message does that send to other people? Oh, did you hear so-and-so got a volunteer service medal for giving blood? Bro, all we got to do is give 5 pints of blood. That's not the intent.
You're right. You're right.
I'll say going back to like when I was PME, I remember working for one person and we had a group of instructors, like at the time that they were getting ready to PCS, like they all wrote their packages for the volunteer service medal. But then we had one commander at that time, he was like, well, it's a requirement that you volunteer with your classes anyway. Your class is supposed to do it. So he was like, I'm not, like he would go through and nick.
I agree.
Like, you're not getting credit for that class one. It was your volunteer service outside of what your class did. So again, it's based off of the person that's approving these things. What do they view or interpret worthy for that award?
I agree.
Those instructors that have the agency recognize him. They are the ones that are, yeah, I mean, that's it.
That's so excited too. Cool.
I agree with that. CC can have their own standards. CCs can have their own standards. Yep.
Second scenario. Individual is in an Uber and notices a car off the side of the road. They stop the Uber, they get out, they run to the car, notice there was a car in an accident. They open the door, they pull the individual out, that's the driver, lays them on the ground and keeps them stable, calls the medics or the police. They arrive, they take the individual and they go to the hospital. So this individual, the person who got the Uber, military member, goes to her command or his or her command and says, you know, they get put in for a commendation medal for their actions. And their actions was they were in an Uber, they stopped, got out, pulled the individual out of the car, sat there with him until the medics arrived and took him. Do you think this deserve a commendation medal? Thoughts?
No.
Okay, tell us why.
Because I just think you did a good job. You were a good American. What up, Chief?
I saw what Wooten said. Why do you think
achievement? Probably not a com.
I agree. Achievement.
A good American.
You're just being a good human.
Okay.
I mean, good job. Thanks for being a good person.
So let me ask you this. Just say that this person didn't go back and tell their command, but they were highlighted on TV.
I would still do. No, I don't. Samel, I respectfully disagree, my brother. It's not an airman's medal. To me, an airman's medal, same scenario, stops the Uber, car is on fire, or look like it's about to be on fire. They run over there, pull the individual out. He or she is unresponsive. They perform CPR. Medics arrive. They take the individual. Medics tell the command, if it wasn't for this individual, this person would have probably died. That's an airman's medal. This is an achievement medal, in my opinion.
It said, yes, they deserve it.
Feel like Technical Sergeant Tyrese Gibson to Chief Master Sergeant.
We do have to get away with only giving decorations for PCS, PCAs, and mentors. Airman medal, hell no. Letter of appreciation.
That's a little. I don't know. I would say achievement medal. Like here's quickly, like Eddie Grant. This dude, while he was deployed in Afghanistan, was walking the perimeter with his friend, saw a building on fire. It was behind a locked fence. They somehow got the fence open,
Supposedly.
not the entrance of the fence, a random spot of the fence. They got it
Sorry,
open.
Jess.
He low crawled through the fence, pulled the guy out, and I believe this dude was like has some second degree burns. Pulled him out at his own, himself in his own being in danger and peril. Pulled the guy out. This guy got the Airman's Medal. Legit.
Sure. Like I said, I think it's just all about who the person is that's being written on and who wants to push it and the CC in charge of it, how much it moves them. I don't think there's I just don't agree with the accommodation medal for that Uber thing. Like you said, maybe achievement. And just to your point, if they didn't tell command and they ended up on TV, hey, same thing. TV highlighted you. Thanks for being a good human.
I wouldn't say that's a little bit crass. I wouldn't say it was just being a good human.
What are you being?
There's a lot of people would have not stopped. They would have kept going.
I understand
it's
that.
Not being a
and
good
I'm not
human.
disagreeing. I'm not calling them a bad human.
I'm just saying, just the way you said they're just being a good human. That's a little crass, I think.
So it's all about the delivery. It's not about what I say. It's about how I say it.
It's always that way. I'm just being honest. It's just always say that the person made a bad decision. You rolled the dice. It's just a delivery.
Oh my gosh!
Because you got to think about it. Like times have changed so much. Like I'll never forget. In Passion, I love you when I tell this story. But being at Columbus, Mississippi, I'll never forget. This was like 2003. Me and my roommate at the time had picked up this lady. Didn't know this lady was a prostitute, but this lady had took us to the dope house. But again, back in the day, like if I saw somebody walking, of course I was gonna pick them up. But now, like with everything going on, like I would not pick anybody up and put them in my car. But I do go back to that because my best friend, she makes fun of me. Passion be like, you remember we picked that woman up and she took us to the hood in Columbus and we was at the drug house. I was like, yo, after that incident, I didn't pick up anybody else. I was like, where is this lady taking us? She said that she needed a ride and we was going that way. And yeah, homegirl had took us to the crack house.
Right. I just think it's just interesting because I just think medals are so watered down. It's all about the person it's really about your character and your credibility in the unit for how much pushback you might get for a decoration. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
There's some truth to that.
I think it's subjective. Just
very. Yeah.
Back to what McCoy was saying, it's the commander's prerogative, but also I do enjoy the commanders that look at it like, hey, because I never agreed with, you got to be a master sergeant to get an MSM or, what is it, tech or staff sergeant to get accommodation medal. I just believe off of the performance, the criteria, and does it support the information in that criteria?
I agree with that, but we done messed it up so bad that when you see a staff sergeant get an MSM, it's like, oh my God, they must have saved the world. Or you get a tech sergeant who got an MSM, they be like, oh, they must have been phenomenal.
But you got to think about it, especially we've evolved so much. And then with the changes in the promotion system, I'll never forget, like it was tech sergeant. And again, this was 2003, 2004. But it was Tech Sergeant Gregory Jones in the comm squadron, but he was amazing at his job. And that's when I first saw it, like a Tech Sergeant get an MSM. But again, he was retiring after 20-some years in the military. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think for me, as I grew in the military, I kind of was like, well, I've seen it done before. You don't always have to tie back to a particular rank.
Everyone thinks they deserve one, and senior NCOs think that they get in trouble if they don't deserve a deck. It's another stereotype.
That's another problem we need to fix. Like just because you don't get a deck doesn't mean that you got in trouble. That just means you didn't earn one. And I wanted to piggyback on what Jess said about retirement. Like I've seen it in the past 2 years where folks were about to retire and they asked for a medal at the next level because they assume because they're retiring, they should get one. Get case in point. There were a lot of chiefs that asked for Legions of Merit, and they put down, and their commander would say, well, they're retiring. You don't get the medal because you're retiring. You get it for what you've done at the job that you're currently in. And every level has a certain expectation of the type of achievement and performance. You can't do MSM level performance and expect a Legion of Merit. You can't do Legion of Merit performance and expect a Defense Superior Service Medal. There's different levels to it. And if you don't achieve it, then you don't get it. But that doesn't mean it's a slap in the face for you getting the MSM and you retiring after 25 years.
Mhm.
You got to still do the work to earn the medal.
Yeah, Chief W2. I'm gonna need to put myself in for a Legion of Merit, so I'll put my package in for the LOM.
What is Devon trying to say? You hater.
He said
Devon
Chiefs of the
is like
Legion.
a techno wizard all day. Tell him to come online.
I know, man. You know what? Devon, man, that dude is a straight savage, man. He'll stay something under the cover of darkness, man. I put a picture of my pup on Facebook, man. He said something sideways, man. You ain't getting no coin, partner. How about
Dang,
that?
over your stupid dog?
Yeah, man. First of all, he ain't stupid, not
Wait,
like
over
your dog. First of all,
I bet dog.
Pause.
I bet dog. I bet
Isn't
dog.
he down there in Texas with you now? No.
Huh?
Isn't Devon over there in Texas with you now? No.
No, who knows who the hell that dude is? Yeah, send that dude the link so we can get Devon or Davin on, whatever he want to call him.
Oh, thanks, Chief. I'll go ahead and put in. If I
Well,
put in
good
and you
luck
don't
with that.
approve it, I'll be
Especially after this
pissed.
show. Good luck with that.
Pissed.
Good luck after this show.
Baby, we about to frame. Don't do it, Pete, because I can't do it. I can't wait.
You know what your medal gonna be? LOA, letter of appreciation.
Dang.
They gonna pin the
Dang.
certificate on your service dress uniform. That's what they gonna do.
Not for the fam. That's crazy. Just do it for my family. Just make sure my family knows.
Attention to orders. This letter of appreciation is presented to Master Sergeant.
Oh, man. Hey, don't forget who's emceeing your retirement ceremony because you got jokes now. I got jokes too.
Attention to orders from Master Sergeant Dominic. I can't hear y'all ass Peterson.
For your recent comments about a tech sergeant, not being worthy of getting an Operation Warm Heart Award, your comments were that was her dumb fault for making a bad decision.
I didn't say that.
Your performance reflected greatly upon the Air Force. And
So, hey, Chief, I'm going to go ahead and put in, and then the ESSS, I'll just go ahead and approve it for your level. Since you already said we're good, we got it all here now.
Hey, Chief, go ahead and put down there in
in
big capital letters denied right now. Just put denied.
She already said I'm good. Go ahead and put in. I'll go ahead and ESSS pass your level. The shirt already approves it. I know the shirt approves it. So we good there. So I'll just throw it straight to the commander. We good.
Hey, I tell people all the time, sometimes you got to make that cut at the lowest level. Don't make the commander do
Shirt
it for you. So
already
Chief,
approved
go ahead
it.
and put down there in all caps denied right now.
Shirt already says
better
it's
yet,
good.
put
We good.
denied, downgrade the
That's
letter of
crazy.
appreciation.
That's crazy.
Oh, I've had my share of problems, and even like with some of the highest with a senior master sergeant, I never forget that brother went above me and went to the group. Baby, I don't care. I'm not changing my mind.
Oh,
Words
hell.
matter. Oh, look
Oh,
at him.
hell.
Car.
Oh, hell.
Hold on, I ain't got
No,
it. There
man,
we go.
forget that. Yo,
I just got in my
What you
car.
say that sideways stuff about my pup, man? What you say about my pup, man?
My man got a doodle.
What's wrong with that, man? What's wrong with that?
You about to retire. You gonna need some protection, man. My man got a
No,
doodle.
this is for my mental problems, man. He helps me out. He's gonna be a therapy dog.
Oh, man.
Where he go? Oh,
Dog ain't gonna do nothing for you, man.
Don't be
you know
like
what?
because I got a toy poodle and he showed my service animal, baby.
That's right.
He little.
That is great for you, Jess. However, DC is a grown man.
You know what? I was gonna say some real mean. I'm just gonna say God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the
My man
Lord's
got a
day.
doodle.
I'm gonna see you,
I
bro.
hope you took that note
You
out,
keep
man.
saying it like
I'm gonna
that.
see you, bro. And his
said
name
my
is
man
Rocky,
got a
man. That's
doodle.
Rocky, man.
Why you disrespecting your dog's breed
Everybody
like that?
in the Facebook
He must,
post was talking about how
he,
cute
he
he
must
was,
not
and you
be
gotta
going
say
back
something
to Philly.
sideways.
He must not be going back to Philly. Walking around with a doodle.
You know what?
That
God
kid
bless you,
was born
man.
in Texas.
God bless you.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Now get the hell off the
stay
show.
in Texas.
Get out of here. Cut him off.
Yeah, stay your ass in Texas if you
What
got
the hell
that
you
doodle.
got? You know what? What the hell you wanted to talk about getting on here? What the hell you want to talk about?
Y'all asked me to come on here.
Well,
That's
get
what I'm
off
trying to
now.
do.
You have what you say. Get off now.
I was minding my business.
That's crazy.
Well, you might as well hear what the hell you got to talk about.
No. So with the medals, I mean, like I said, we do have to get away from just giving medals just for certain situations. I understand, Pete. You think it's just a act of like good service, but that's the whole purpose. It's to encourage people to do those type of things. Being a great human being, there have been situations where, so me, I have a personal situation where I find stuff like that extraordinary. I had a situation with my niece where she passed away because I really felt like no one stood up to help her.
Mhm.
It was a situation where there was a fight and then she was stabbed and she was actually helping people, and ended up being her death resulted from her actually helping someone. So I'm in tune with that whole situation because she was a person that naturally just helped people, and unfortunately it came with a severe consequence. So with that being said, I'm very in tune with people who go out of their way to help someone because not everyone's going to do it. Some people would have just drove past in that Uber and just watched them,
Mhm.
and that person could have succumbed to their injuries
Mhm.
an hour or two later, and because no one helped them. But that person went out their way. Especially if it been an Uber. Like I said, that Uber probably $100. Dude, be like, I'm just thinking of rush hour when he got in the car, like $100. I slept.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
But yeah, so I think
agree with
stuff
you.
like that.
I'm not mad at you. I agree with that. I understand how you feel about it. I just think it.
Not a calm though. Not a calm. Maybe
Okay.
achievement medal.
Okay, so that's where I'm at. Okay, we're on the same picture. We're on the same page.
But I also
Oh,
feel
you can
like
cut 'em
people
off
do
now.
overly. I do feel like people overly fluctuate with the. I'm just trying to help my members where they come out with some type of overzealous thing to where a person
Great
just
point.
doing something. A1C be like, oh yeah, should have got an MSM. You be like,
Mhm.
all right, buddy.
Mhm.
Dude didn't save the world. Dude came and did some contracts or something. But yeah, it goes up and down to where sometimes people don't deserve medals. Just because you didn't get in trouble doesn't mean that you deserve a medal. And also, just because you did something where it was the purpose of the medal is an extraordinary act, right, in itself. So some people would just be like, "Oh yeah, he was extraordinary." Well, that was the purpose of the medal. It doesn't mean that the person has to get something one tier or two tiers above what they normally would go for. I do believe there are going rates for certain medals in particular,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's just. But like I said, I don't think just because you didn't get in trouble, you deserve one. And I also don't think just because uh, you did what you were supposed to do it should be something overly extraordinary.
I think a lot
So
of
let
people.
me get out though, because I'm on the outside now. So
Yes,
like,
man.
they not give out good conduct medals anymore. Like when you don't get in trouble, you get this medal after a
Oh
certain
right, 4 years or whatever.
I'm talking about medals in particular for points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just again, just hear me out because I'm on the outside. You have so much going on out here in the civilian world that I look at it like with the criteria. So my homeboy is a recruiter. The Air Force has already met their quota and they no longer are passing out waivers or anything. So if you're able to get in any branch right now, it is truly a blessing. So I look at it like because it is a volunteer service, I'm not saying that people are writing medals to help people get promoted. It's a matter of retention and recruitment at
Mhm.
this juncture because you took an oath. You did what most people will not do, and that is to serve in whatever capacity it is. Now, it's levels to that. Again, because you got so many people in leadership positions that have different experience levels, what you may think is extraordinary, or what you may think is ordinary, somebody else may think is extraordinary. So where do y'all come together to determine what that looks like? And I'm with you. Like my cousin was killed in front of my face in Birmingham before I went to Korea, and still had to go to Korea. But what I am saying is, when we are placed in positions, we do have to make sure that we're not allowing like our personal values or our beliefs to overshadow like professional decisions that impact other people. So that's what I'm saying. Where do y'all draw the line on what is acceptable according to the criteria that is published?
So I always go with the thing that's why I said I'm a middle thinker. That's why when it comes to that whole first sergeant question, I'm definitely a person where I will play devil's advocate on it. That's why I was like, I see both perspectives. But I do think perspective is one of those things. So I'll give you an example. When people look at kind of like FDRs and stratifications and things like that, when we're looking at people, this person may be a small base, this person may be at a large base. The person at the small base could 100% be a more functioning person than the person at a large base, but they just at a large base, so they have that opportunity. They just have that opportunity. So I am a holistic thinker. So if someone was to come in with a different perspective, but I don't like people just writing it off. So like Pete just like, oh yeah, they just did what they were, they were just being a good person. Sometimes, being a good person is something that has certain layers to certain things. Like being a good person is, helping people with the trash. Yeah. However, being a good person, stopping on the side of the road where it may be dark or where you don't even know if that person is the person on the other side of that door is a good person. That's yourself in harm's way in itself. So I'm 100% keen on that part where it's like my own reflections say don't write it off, but I will still have questions with it. Like with that situation, I would 100%, I need some information from the doctor. I need some information from the responding people, not just that person's word like, hey, I did this. Oh yeah, great, here's the medal. No, I need information, more tangible information from the entity in which you helped to identify whether you are deserving for this, which is exactly how I felt with the first sergeant situation, where I understand that she didn't necessarily make a horrible decision or a malicious decision, but I do want some other information. Did she get, her DLA? Did she get her weighted tickets so that she could get paid back? Because I need all of that information to make that decision versus just reacting off the emotion of the situation.
Right. No, I appreciate all that. I agree with all that.
Points.
Yeah. But I think decorations are very watered down. But
DC and the D is for doodle.
hey, cut him off now, bro. Cut him off now. Cut him off. You know what? God bless you,
let
bro.
you go. Appreciate you for coming on,
let
big
him
dog.
go. Bye. Get the hell on.
Doodle Chief.
Bye. Peace
Doodle
out.
Chief for president.
Peace out. Be out. Dirtbag.
Oh man, not the D is for doodle.
Oh, tight shirt on, hammer strength. Get the hell out of here, man. Roll you down the street. When I see you, Mac, I'm gonna see you, partner.
Not the
I'm
D
gonna see
is
you.
for
I'm gonna see you,
doodle.
partner.
Doodle
You gonna get
Chief.
yours, partner.
D is for
That's
doodle.
fine.
Is
That's fine.
crazy.
That's fine. The hell what the hell you talking
My
about?
bad. My bad.
Look
That's
at
funny.
did you look at your Facebook profile picture lately? What you laughing so hard about?
Nah, I ain't looked at it forever. It's
You
probably the
should
same
look
one
at it. It looks
was.
kind of corny.
It's probably,
His picture looks like.
it's probably the same one it was.
Exactly. He like with his dog in the background.
That's low.
Try to look.
Not
The
the
dude, I'll
Doodle
be the doodle
Chief.
chief. That's right. Doodle, doodle, doodle.
Hey, Dooley Allen, Dooley
I
Chief.
swear, Mac, when I see you, I'm going to drop kick you, bro. I'm going to drop kick. I'm going to drop kick you, bro. Cobra
right.
Clutch coming your way.
Oh, man. Y'all ready to call it a show? Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's good.
All right. Before we go, we have a little promotion video. It's about 4.5 minutes. I think we'll give it exclusively to the people on here now. So Jess, Philly, if y'all can stay on for a little bit with those promotion video. If y'all did not know, Unpopular Celebrities has been awarded 2 great accomplishments through Millionaire Podcast or Million Podcast. So that comes at the end. So as they say on all great videos, wait to the end to see. But it's a tribute to everybody being on here, everybody being a part of the family. So wait to the end. Here y'all go. Little turn back in memory lane.
Wait.
Don't say nothing.
Celebrity, you make sure you know who you are in general.
Yeah. And that's why we got this. I hope it, gave you guys some courage more than anything.
Absolutely.
Inspiration. We already have somebody at the door. I know who it is. I hope you're ready.
Right. So how is it going for you so far, Brown? I mean, I know you're a couple days in, but just dynamics wise, is it different? Is it the same? What you got?
I didn't come to America to join the Air Force. If you join the Air Force, you get up. Wow. And that was 22 years ago.
I think I was like maybe 15 or 20. I mean, it was horrible. I knew I wasn't going to go be on the flight line, So I
had kind of put an end in that path for myself. So this was a way to get back on track.
Right. What about you, man?
With somebody else's input just helped me be more effective, especially other people.
What about you, Chief Roger?
Yeah.
This man to introduce himself, man. What you got over there, sir?
Yo, what's good, man? Hey, so I'm Henry Edwards. Appreciate y'all for having me on today, man. I got
every time I say, man, I'm getting rid of the Facebook for a little bit. And I'm like, nah, I can't, because I see how everybody moving, man. Just, you know what I mean? Yeah, and it helped me drive a little bit better too, man. Just watching people, man.
Say that jokingly, but that's a serious thing.
Right.
Even airmen coming into today's military, like some of them have never failed, and now.
But what made you think, hey, I want to go into this world of martial arts?
Growing up in Vallejo when I was a kid, I'm originally.
I'm on a different wave now, man. I'm on the wave to recover, and I'm still recovering. Like, I used to complain about the 10,000 things I used to be able to do. Now I'm just happy about the 3.
Thing is, as long as they still do their job and they do it at a high performing level, and then not only that, they don't poison the well for anybody else.
Hooked me up. She found out I was military. She gave it to me for $1,600. They're expensive.
It's not bad. Oh yeah, they really expensive. We got a mini Yorkie over here too. I think my wife paid like $2,500 for it.
Yeah.
Different things ahead of my personal life, and now I try to be extremely deliberate about taking a break, just because it's needed.
Second time on the show. I would always rather be anywhere with my brother KC, but shout out, much love to KC and to all y'all.
Big divide between tiers: airmen, NCO, and senior NCO. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand the difference between them. And I know what.
See it. Yeah, but it looks bad.
I'm looking at Facebook now live. We look fine to me.
Facebook is fine. Instagram is tragic. Instagram is horrible.
Yeah.
You said you ain't know anything else besides crypto, besides Bitcoin. Terrible.
And Dogecoin.
Terrible.
That's actually going up, by the way. Did we lose Jess? Oh,
for me.
there you go. There you go.
Well done.
Yo, man, shout out to everybody here with Unpopular Celebrities. Like I said, best military leadership podcast, ranked number, I think it was 11 out of 100. And we're ranked number 16 out of 30 best Air Force podcast. So big contributions to everybody here on the team. Of course, the members you see on the screen every day. And y'all as well, making us there, fitting us there. It's a good walk down memory lane. It's good to do that for y'all.
Yes, it was. It was good to look at like the past with Big Mike, and then like I even paid attention to. I was good to see Andy Gilbert, and then Chad. Yeah, it was good. Good times, good memories. DC, for a moment, I was like, did he pledge Kappa? And I just didn't know about it. When you had on the red and white, and then I had to pick the world champion.
No, not Kappa. No, nothing against him.
Kappa is crazy.
Nah, it was that was well done. Good video. Well done. And to Jess's point, we couldn't do it without you guys that listens every show. We have folks that come on every time to support us, and more importantly, your participation, all of your comments. I learned something new from you guys every day. And not only that, I think it's a great way to kind of like unwind, start your week. All the laughter, the tough conversations. It is great. Hey, Devin, whatever your hell you about to get. I thought you was gone by now, bro. But anyway, even more importantly, for like, I love being out and about, and I run into somebody that says that they listen to us, and even some that I don't see in the comments. That just goes to show you there are folks that listen to us, and they normally don't comment. They just like to listen, or they listen to the podcast. So much appreciated there to you guys. We're going to just keep rolling. We're going to start evolving even more, get even better. And our goal is to be number one, and not only just in military, but just all together. I'm excited for the future. And I'm glad we're going to bring you guys along with us, because without you guys, we couldn't get there. So kudos to y'all.
All right. It's a wrap. See y'all in a couple weeks. A week, whatever it is. Watching the NBA Finals coming up. Indy and OKC. I got OKC winning the chip. So hopefully Shai Gilgeous can pull one out. But Indy looks tough. Tough. Should be a good finals. And then it'll be a dry spell in sports for a while. And then we'll go to football, where the Eagles should come with another Super Bowl ring.
Hey,
I'm lying. Like Eagles ain't gonna win no Super Bowl next year. Eagles ain't gonna win no Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? Eagles. Falcons.
Hey.
Falcons.
Really?
Falcons.
Negative.
We'll holla at y'all next time. Appreciate y'all. Peace.